So yeah, basically I had one goal with this race, and it was to not crash. Rate my bike fit, by the way. Get in the comments. So yeah, last year I had that a bit of a tumble with Jeff from NorCal Cycling. Some of you guys may remember. Definitely don't go back and watch my video from that day because it's pretty cringy. But welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Chainless TV. Going to talk about the Cal Aggie Criterium. This is the NorCal season kickoff. It's been that way ever since I've been racing. It was my first crit. And yeah, it's always a good one. We're pretty spoiled to be able to race our first crit at the end of January and do it in short sleeves. I was wearing short sleeves, so sorry to all you guys that are still snowed in and stuff. But yeah, we are super excited. We have we have one new guy on our team, Brian, but most of our guys are returning, and we really just had the main goal in this race to ride as a team. You know, we didn't really care about results. Obviously we want to win, but we really just wanted to look back on this race and be like, okay, we're gelling, we're being cohesive, because it wasn't always like that last year. So yeah, this course, we do it a few times. It's pretty straightforward, except for this little section right here. This is I guess people call it like a chicane. It's kind of like a left-hand turn, and then this double apex right-hand turn, and then you have a short straightaway and into that little Linder corner, which I beefed it on last year. But yeah, so we were gonna ride for a lead out. This race mostly ends in a field sprint. I think people are feeling each other out and not really doing the breakaways so much. There's definitely moves that go away, but everything usually comes back, and that's what happened in this race. So we were gonna ride for my teammate Matt, who is a really good sprinter, and yeah, let's see how we do. Let's jump into the action. So I mentioned that we were going to go for a lead out, and my position in the lead out was going to be the last man in front of Matt for the sprint. So my main job was just to conserve energy, you know, almost be that second sprinter. And on this course, I think the best place to move up is this left-hand turn into this tight left-hander. I think it being the first race of the year, people are a little nervous, maybe grabbing a little bit more brake and leaving that inside open. And it is like borderline dive bombing, but I think as long as you make the corner and you don't, you know, swing out way wide into other people's lines, it's a great place to move up. You do pay for it a little bit, because if you take that inside, you're on the outside of those next right-hand turns. But if you only give up a few spots, but you took, you know, I probably took 10 spots right there, then you're still a net positive. So I'm just trying to sit in, you know, hide. There wasn't a ton of wind or anything this day. I think there's a slight headwind on the start-finish straight, which we're going into right now. Yeah, there's Linder corner, PTSD. But yeah, I'm just trying to conserve energy and play it as boring as possible. We had, I think, 5 or 6 guys. My teammates Travis and Zach were gonna be chasing down moves. That was their main role today. And then me, Jacob, and Matt were just sitting in for the sprint. All right, so we're about halfway through, at about the 30-minute mark. This is a shorter crit, and I'm just looking for places to move up. Again, you can see it's super strung out, and the last thing you want to do, it's racing 101. Don't move up when you're going fast. And you can see the peloton starting to ball up here, and I'm just gonna follow my teammate Travis, you know, and try to move up. And look at this. This is like a free 20 places. And you can ask, why do you do this when you're just trying to conserve energy? And the whole reason is, when you move up, you kind of buy yourself places to move back, and you sort of do this moving back and moving forward. And as you're moving back, you know, you're doing less power than the people moving forward, and that's what's going to allow you to have a lower average power. But I'm kind of up here, and if someone wants to tow me off the front, I'm not going to say no. So I see these guys going, and yeah, this is a little bit of a free ride. And the other benefit of being off the front like this, I did had to spike up a little bit, but now I can take choice lines through the corners. But as you can see, people are not really like fully going on the gas and snapping that elastic. You can see in the rear cam that the field is still on. So yeah, no harm, no foul. A little bit of watts, but yeah, no worries. All right, so we're about 40 minutes in. I think they just started showing lap cards. And one of the things that we said, or that we say quite a bit, is that when they start showing lap cards, we want to be grouped up. And if any of you guys have tried to do team tactics, or you're part of a team and you want to do team tactics, grouping up is really hard. You know, a lot of you guys probably know this. It's like herding cats, and you're part of this big amorphous thing. And yeah, it's just hard to find each other and ride around each other. So I was super proud of us. We're gonna cross the line and have 7 laps to go, and we're grouped up. And we didn't really want to take the front at this point. We're gonna end up taking the front, but our whole plan was just stay grouped. You know, when you're grouped up, you form this little ball of like a truce. You know, you guys aren't fighting each other for wheels. Matt is up there. He's one person in front of me. Jacob is in front of me, and then Matt is in front of him. So he's just getting a nice, easy ride. He's not worrying about people flying up on either side of him as we, I guess, kind of ball up and have a little bit of a dicey moment. But yeah, you kind of have this ball of a truce. So grouping up, I would say, is like the first and oftentimes the hardest thing to do. So I was super proud of the way we did this. All right, so we went a couple minutes ahead, and we shuffled around a little bit. Now I'm on Matt's wheel, and this is kind of the other nice thing about being grouped up. If you do lose a spot or two, it's probably going to be your teammate, and then you guys can just kind of reshuffle back. I think we ride through the technical section, and then I move back in front of Matt, and we're all good to go. And at this point in the race, I think Travis is on the front, and Travis had done a lot of work. He was mainly using this as like a TSS day, trying to just get some fitness out of it, as Matt bunny hops that little pothole pretty steezy. So yeah, Travis is on the front, and I'm thinking, okay, Travis is probably pretty burnt, and Zach was also doing a lot of work.
Too early.
So you just heard me and Travis. We just said, yeah, we're way too early. We were thinking that maybe we could control, you know, like 2 or 3 laps on the front, because it's hard. It takes a lot of power to control. You know, we all watch Legion do it, and I think we're on the front now, and we're gonna have to sort of like summon our inner Legion. And I think what Legion does super well is they don't go full gas the entire time. Like, everyone thinks that they're you know, just railing it and doing 400 or 500 watts the entire time, and yeah, those guys are super strong, but they are not doing that. So we're in the technical section right here, and I think even in a couple laps I say, like, they can't pass us here in the technical section. So there's no reason to be doing, you know, a ton of watts. Try to keep it below your threshold in the technical section, and then we're gonna get swarmed ever so slightly here, and it's okay, because that's gonna buy us a little bit of time. And then the last ingredient that we're gonna have to employ is Zach and Travis are gonna have to rotate. So they're gonna have to, like, keep it in their pants. I think I even say that as well, to be crass. And yeah, recover in each other's drafts, and share the load for me, Jacob, and Matt to hopefully be there in the last 500 meters and lead Matt out to the finish.
Keep it easy, Trav. Take away the inside.
Yeah, just talking about line choice, and this is something that we definitely didn't do perfectly. I think Legion is super good at this. They don't allow riders like that one that just squirted up on the right hand side. They don't allow that because they ride in the gutter at all times, and then they swing in for the corners, and it just makes it really hard to pass. And yeah, it's something that we need to work on going forward.
Still a long way to go, you guys. Zach and Trav, rotate if you can. We still got a long way to go, though.
So obviously my main job being the last man for Matt is to drop him off with 200 meters to go. But another thing that I am able to do is ride in the wind in strategic spots. So I just swung to the right a little bit to hopefully clog up that inside because we weren't perfectly riding in the gutter. So yeah, that's something that you're gonna see me do. I'm even gonna swing out a little bit here to just try to force people into a less than optimal line. So this is something, it's, I guess, kind of a gray area with crits. You know, you don't want to be the guy that just like rips over and takes someone's front wheel out or something. You know, that's Bush League. But you want to take up space strategically and force people into less than optimal lines, because number one, that's gonna make it harder to pass, or number two, if they do pass, they're gonna have to do a lot of power, which makes it easier for you to repass them back.
Yeah, one
more. So this is where I was really worried that it might all fall apart, because Travis just drifted back and I just said, yeah, you got one more. We got 2 to go. And Travis and Zach, they rode like 10 men this day. It was insane how strong they rode and allowed us to do what we're doing here in control. And Jacob, he took a pole as well. And I was super worried that it was gonna just be me and Matt freelancing in the last lap, which is much more of a coin flip than having this strong team support. But Zach and Trav, they dog walker on the course, lovely. Zach and Trav, they get back into rotation and they're just digging deep for the team, which is just super amazing that we're already doing this in the first race. I'm super stoked, and we're still going fast. You know, they're not doing 200 watts on the front here. Yeah, and I'm just trying to communicate to everyone, you know, keep it smooth. Jeremy from Enjoy Racing is pressuring us a little bit on the inside, but I know it's probably okay so long as we take choice lines. You know, I'm gonna pop him out of the way a little bit because he's gonna have to hit the brakes. So yeah, there he goes, and we just hold better momentum, and yeah, we're fine. So yeah, I'm trying to keep the communication going. I think communication is really key. It's nice to not have to look behind you and know that your sprinter's there. It's maybe just something. We're not a super loud team. You know, even me, I'm yelling more in this race than I probably did in any other race last year, just because it's not like super in my nature to be loud. But yeah, we're coming in to 1 lap to go, and I'm just amazed and I'm stoked that we made it this far. And again, just trying to clog it up, hoping that we aren't going to get swarmed and that we can just hold on for that last lap. All right, bell lap, here we go. Let's just let it play through. So right now, Zach is on the front. He's doing his final pull. He pulls off like a boss. What an amazing ride. And now Travis is just still on the front somehow. I cannot like fathom how he did this. He's such a beast. Like, we're gonna have a good season. And yeah, I'm even still saying easy because I'm looking behind, I'm taking glances under my armpit, and I'm seeing that, yeah, it's strung out. We're okay. And I'm just hoping that Travis, I just said it there, get to the turns, because so long as we can get to the technical section, that's another like 30 seconds that it's gonna be very difficult for people to pass us in those turns because they have a speed limit. Yeah, I swing out to the left. This is the duty of a a lead out guy, you know, just make sure no one is going to pass us on the inside. Now take it easy here. No reason to take a ton of risks. Just carry momentum well. Take the choice line.
Let's go, Jacob.
Now Jacob takes over,
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
giving him some encouragement. Man, and everyone is so strong. I'm so pumped for our team because look at this. He's gapping me off. I'm kind of like looking under my shoulder, which was a mistake, honestly, because now I'm like not even in the draft. Such a strong pull. And now Matt yells at me to take over. So I'm doing my last lead out. Extra PTSD. No crash. All right, and now we're going, and I'm just jamming on the power. My heart rate is way up there, and now let's see what happens here. Yikes! Oh man, all right, we're gonna have to watch that back. But Matt ended up getting beat. Nick from Ride Bikes Bro pipped him at the line. Matt got second. You know, it's not a win, but we were pretty pumped. But let's figure out what the hell happened with that sprint, and why am I rolling across the line with a blown out tire? All right, let's check this out again. So we're going through Linder Corner, a final corner. It's about 300 meters to go. I take a good line, and I'm jamming on the power here, and I sit down and I try to grab a gear to really start stepping on it. And I think what happens is I shift 2 gears, and you can see my power drop here. I'm kind of like just lugging. I'm way over geared, and I think I jammed on the handlebars a little bit to the left, and that was right where Nick was going. He was trying to go in between me and Matt, and yeah, he hit my handlebar, and it caused my wheel to jump to the left. Like I steered to the left really hard, and my tire blew out, and thank goodness it did, because I think if it had gripped, it would have just high-sided me. But I just kind of slid for a second, said a lot of swear words, and rolled across the line. And yeah, it was a good first race. We didn't win, but we were all pretty happy. The morale is super high. And yeah, we're gonna be racing here again next week, and yeah, try to do one better. But thank you all for watching. I hope you are having a good end of your off season, or if your season is starting. And keep an eye out for more videos. Definitely hit that sub button if you're so inclined. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.